stunk a little bit. Actually, it really stunk. Kind of stung a little bit too. A little bit of a heart piercer. As the Phillies lose this ball game, get crushed actually to the Atlanta Braves by a score of 9-2. And no, want to know what else stunk as well? Nick Pivetta. Nick Pivetta was garbage tonight. Actually, I won't just say he stunk because he was just garbage. And I don't want to hear that he pitched really good in the first 3 innings because just after that, all the bad happened, and the bad just stands out more than the good that happened. Because the bad was really bad, and the good was okay, it was good, but the bad was bad. It was bad. And the one thing with Nick Pivetta since coming from AAA, even though he's had a few good starts since coming back up, I'll give him that. But his one problem is can't keep the ball in the ballpark. He allows 2 3-run shots today, and he got driven out of this ball game in the 6th inning. He couldn't get out of that, and just the bad overlooked the good today, and that's what happened with Nick Pivetta. He just absolutely stunk. And honestly, I don't know what to do anymore with the guys like Nick Pivetta and Vince Velasquez. I don't know what to do with those two. Because I would say I trust Aaron Nola, I trust Zach Eflin, and hell, I even trust Jake Arrieta for most of the time. I trust those top 3 guys in the rotation. I don't trust Nick Pivetta. I don't trust Vince Velasquez. It's just you don't know what you're going to get from these 2 guys going out there. And I get both of these guys are young and they have good stuff and they have good arms. And yeah, where has it been? Both of these guys have been insanely inconsistent in their tenure with the Phillies. And it's starting to get old. And change kind of does have to happen with this rotation. We have to bring in someone because we can't rely on guys in the bottom of the rotation like Nick Pivetta and Vince Velasquez anymore because you just don't know what you're going to get with those two. And it's starting to get old. So I'm tired of seeing ball games that are winnable get thrown away easily. Because we were in this ball game during the middle part of it, and Nick Pivetta just blew it. Just simple as that. If Nick Pivetta gets out of that 6th inning, we're probably discussing something completely different. We're probably discussing maybe a 3-2 Braves win, or the Phillies offense does wake up at the end of this ball game and they somehow end up winning this ball game. But no, that doesn't happen because the Braves win 9-2 because they ran away in the 6th inning because the Phillies couldn't get out of it. And also from the offensive standpoint, in the first 2 games of this series, 4 runs, 2 runs in each ball game. So the offense kind of has to wake up a little bit. Even though in this series, from what I've seen, we haven't got many runners into scoring position, but when we do get those runners into scoring position, we manage to drive them in. It just feels like we're not getting enough. We're not getting enough runners in position. And that's what I'm seeing with the offense in this series so far. We're not getting many people into position to drive them in, but when we do, we manage to drive them in. Like last night's ball game, Jay Bruce got those 2 runners on, he managed to drive them in with a double. And we had runners on in the 6th inning, and we managed to get those people home. But I just feel like for both of these ball games, we're not getting enough people on. And that's probably why we're not scoring runs, but I'm not here to give excuses because the offense has to produce night in and night out. But also, we did give Nick Pivetta back to within 1 run, and he coughed it up. So, Nick Pivetta was hot garbage tonight. And all the bad, like I said earlier, it just stood out more than the good. And that's what happened tonight. And Nick Pivetta, his stat line tonight, he only goes 5 2/3, gives up 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 2 home runs. And also, Juan Nicasio, he comes into the rest of that 6th inning. He only goes a third of an inning because there was only 1 out to give. But he was trash as well. He allows 4 hits and 3 earned runs, and he also allows a home run as well. So after that 6th inning, the Braves made it 9-2, and they ran away with the ball game. And it was just quiet from the Phillies offense besides that 6th inning. So when you have Nick Pivetta throwing away the ball game, and when you have a quiet offense, you're not going to win. So that's what happened tonight. And just the offense for both teams didn't start until the 4th inning. So Swanson gets on for the Braves. Freddie Freeman grounds to Rhys Hoskins. He tries to get the 6-4-3 double play, but No, actually, I think it's the 3-4-3 double play. So he throws it, tries to get the double play to Gene Segura. It bounces off of the elbow of Swanson, bounces past second base, and Cesar Hernandez, he's not in the right position because he's playing the shift for Freddie Freeman. And on that play, Swanson manages to get to third base. So you got a first and third situation for Josh Donaldson. And what does he do? He crushes a ball into the bullpen. And it's a 3-0 Braves lead from there. With the Phillies in the top of the sixth inning, they managed to get some runs back on the board. Bryce Harper, he's been a little bit quiet of late, but it's also his next hit would be his 1,000th hit in the MLB, in his major league career, and also he has one more home run to reach 200 in his major league career. And Bryce Harper, in one swing, he breaks both of those milestones actually, which is pretty nice to see. But just with this loss, it kind of overshadows that. But on that swing, it's good for Bryce Harper to get that milestone off of his head, off of his shoulders, and maybe he can wake up from this and maybe he can get a hot streak going. But not going to look too far here, so he breaks that milestone. And interesting stat because he is the first major league player to break 2 milestones like that in one swing. So he's the first player to reach the 1,000 hit milestone while also reaching the 200 career home run milestone at the same time. So congratulations to Bryce Harper there. As he's rounding second base, he's pointing out to the crowd, "Can you throw that ball back so I can have it?" And it's funny too, the ball barely got out as well. It landed into the grass section of the left field stands. It barely got over, and the fan probably in the front row didn't really realize it was Harper's milestone home run. So good there for Bryce Harper. And then you get Rhys Hoskins, he gets a double down the line. And then JT Realmuto, he drives him in. But there's a stupid play from JT Realmuto, being a little too aggressive and maybe a lacking IQ right there because we've had a lot of blunders in the base paths this season. A little too aggressive, runs to second base, gunned out by a mile. So 3-2 Braves going into the bottom of the sixth inning, and that's where they run away from it. Run away with the ball game. But actually, Scott Kingery in that inning off of a Nick Markakis line out, he kind of saved some runs there, making the second out. But if the Phillies got out of that inning, that probably would have been a bigger play. But Austin Riley crushes a 3-run home run into left field to make it 6-2 Braves, and that's where Nick Pivetta's night is done. And then Juan Nicasio comes in, he allows a couple runs, and then he allows a Matt Joyce pinch hit home run to make it 9-2. Yeah, that basically sums up the ball game because nothing else really happened. Offense couldn't get anything going for the rest of the ball game, and basically just looked dead. And yeah, all that. Nick Pivetta stunk tonight, and the offense really couldn't do anything, and it really just overshadows the milestone that Bryce Harper did. And I'm sure Bryce Harper really doesn't care about that milestone anymore because they got crushed tonight. And yeah, you feel good about yourself in that moment, but the game is really what matters, and I'm sure Bryce Harper cares more about the loss than his own little milestone right there. So, and just from Nick Pivetta's standpoint, stunk, garbage, and we honestly just we're getting into the All-Star break right area a little bit. It's about a couple days away. All-Star break starts after Sunday's ball game, and our first game after the All-Star break isn't until I think next Friday. So maybe can the Phillies make a couple moves there to maybe bolster the starting rotation a little bit? Maybe they get a guy like Vince Velasquez out of the rotation. Maybe they get a guy like Nick Pivetta out of the rotation. Just something to give that rotation a little bit of an extra help. Because, yes, I trust Aaron Nola. I trust Zach Eflin. I even trust Jake Arrieta at some points. I don't trust those bottom 2 guys. Because you don't know what you're going to get on the mound. Matt Klentak has to go out there and get someone that can help this rotation. Whether it's, I know there's guys like Madison Bumgarner available, but he's going to cost a lot. There's also Zach Greinke available. He's also going to cost a lot, so I really don't know what direction Klentak is going to go in, whether that he goes and gets help for the starting rotation, or even if he goes and gets help for the bullpen. A little bit of a screw right there, I don't know why, but that's just how this ball game was. It boggled my mind a little bit, and I'm losing my wordage right now. But who knows what Matt Klentak is going to do going into this All-Star break, but we all know this starting rotation does need help at the bottom 4 and 5. And if you can get a guy like Zach Greinke, good. Sounds good. But right now you got to focus on tomorrow's ballgame. Zach Eflin is on the mound. He has been one of our more consistent pitchers this year, and I trust him with that. So hopefully our offense can wake up a little bit tomorrow and get some more runs on the board than 2. And Zach Eflin can go out there and pitch a decent ball game. Because that's what we need out of Zach Eflin, because he's been one of our more consistent starters this season. So, Phillies lose this ball game by a score of 9-2. Stings a lot, and Nick Pivetta sucked. So, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel.